We'd like to thank the public and the betting public here for staying around all day. We do apologize. There's nothing we could do about the power. But we'd like to thank you for staying around here on this day. A good card of racing with the trotters in town, the fillies in town. Once again, that 50-50 here at the Inverness Raceway, it was 4,300 on Wednesday night. We come back with $2,785 here on Sunday afternoon. Curtis McLean from Inverness, he was the winner. It was for $2,785. Congratulations, Curtis. The entries for the Johnny and Margaret Alanian Pace have been summoned to the gate. Entries moving on the stable turn here in the 14th to Johnny and Margaret Alanian Pace, field of 6. Jules Dragon and Mark Campbell, Hugh Heff and Randy Ghetto, Jack Boswell, Redmond Doucette, Light White Shadow, Zach Mullins, Talk Some Smack, Danny Gillis, Mappos Lion, Mary Claire McDonald. Field of 6 for $3,000 to Johnny and Margaret Alanian Pace. Comes to the top of the lane. This is You Go Home Pace. All on gate. Gate picks up speed. Down off of the gate and away, and Jack Boswell on a break. Into the turn there, and Jules Dragon. Up front on the lead, Hugh Heff and Randy Ghetto up here challenging. At third. In at the rail, that is Talk Some Smack. The 4 Light by Shadow driving up in 5. It's Mapples Lion in the backfield, back pacing. It's Jack Boswell. Jules Dragon and Mark Campbell is setting out the fractions. They're set up a single file till Zach Mullins pops in that 3-hole. 28-3. Jules Dragon is going to have to pick it up on the lead, because here comes Light My Shadow to make a race here this afternoon at the Inverness Raceway. Jules Dragon at the rail. Light My Shadow on the outside. You have a good peep. Mappos Lion, he's going to drive that 2-over cover. Then Talk Some Smack, and Jack Boswell, he's going to follow Mappos Lion. 57-2 by the half mile. Jules Dragon is up front. Light My Shadow is second. Hugh Heff needs some racing room. He better get out here, because here comes the Lion. Mappos Lion is on the outside. He's up to engage with Jules Dragon over towards the 7/8 turn. 126 4/5, and Mappos Lion takes over the lead from Jules Dragon. Hugh Heff is turn. Off the top turn, a drive through the lane, and Mary Claire McDonald brings Mappos Lion to the winner's circle in the Johnny and Margaret Alanian Pace. Time of the mile, 1:54 and 4. Unofficially, 6-1, 2 and 5. Maples Lion is the winner of the Johnny and Margaret Alanian Pace. Jules Dragon, one entry, was second. Hugh Heth and Randy Ghetto finished up third. And the 5, Talk Some Smack, and Danny Gillis finished up 4. Entries, participants in the race. Coming back for a hat donated by the Johnny and Margaret Alanian family. Here's Jack Boswell and Mr. Redmond Doucette. Here's Mr. Mark Campbell, the pace setter here in the Johnny and Margaret Alanian. Thank you for coming over this afternoon, Mark. He picks up a hat. There's Hugh Heth. There's Hugh Heth. Randy Ghetto in the sulky. Here's the king of Inverness that talks some smack. Danny Gillis is in the sulky. He'll pick up a hat. And the reason we have a 1:54 and 4 mile is because of this entry. Like My Shadow and Zach Mullins, he made sure they were going to be racing here this afternoon. He popped in that 4-hole trying to sneak up front to the lead, nearly got to it. Thank you very much, Zach. 1:54 was that mile. And coming back from the lower turn, the lady of the Maritimes, the lady of harness racing. A Maples Lion is an 8-year-old by Sunshine Beach at the Presidential Ball Mare Pacific Playmate. This horse was bred by Carol Campbell at a Bedeck. She's in ownership with Haley Curry. At a Rocky Point, Prince Edward Island, Kenny Collins does the training. Mary Claire MacDonald is in the sulky. 1:54 and 4/5, Maples Lion in the Johnny and Margaret Alanian pace. And what an entourage to meet Maples Lion here in the 14th.